Today we're going to read a book about a girl who never makes mistakes. Is it even possible to never make mistakes? And is it good to never make mistakes? Why or why not? Let's find out what happens to Beatrice in this book called The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes.
The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes, written by Mark Pett and Gary Rubinstein, illustrated by Mark Pett. For Beatrice Bottomwell, Friday began like any other day. She matched her socks, and of course she put her shoes on their proper feet. She remembered to feed her hamster, Humpert, his favorite food, broccoli. And when she made a sandwich for her brother Carl's lunch, she used exactly the same amount of peanut butter as jelly. When she stepped outside to greet her fans, she didn't forget to say good morning and thank you. They asked if she made her bed. She had. They asked if she forgot to do her math homework. Nope. What about tonight's talent show? They asked. I'm ready, said Beatrice with a smile. After all, her juggling act had won 3 times in a row. Most people in town didn't even know Beatrice's name. They just called her the girl who never makes mistakes, because for as long as anyone could remember, she never did. Unlike Beatrice, Carl made lots of mistakes. He ate his crayons and drew with his green beans.
Eating crayons.
Ew, yes. He danced with his hands and played the piano with his feet. Carl loved to make mistakes. At school, Beatrice was on a cooking team with her 2 best friends, Millie and Sarah. To make their giant rhubarb muffins, they needed 4 eggs. Beatrice went to the refrigerator and carefully chose the biggest, eggiest eggs she could find. But on the way back, her legs slipped from under her. The eggs went flying. Beatrice was about to make her first mistake. But she didn't. That was close, thought Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice, I dropped a piece of rhubarb. Oh, enter it, Billy. For the rest of the school day, Beatrice could not stop thinking about her almost mistake. On her way home from school, Beatrice watched Millie and Sarah ice skating in the park. Come join us, said Millie. It's fun, said Sarah. Beatrice watched them slip and slide on the frozen pond. Millie and Sarah laughed as they wobbled on the ice. No thanks, said Beatrice. At supper, Beatrice barely touched her food. Is everything all right, kiddo? Asked her father. I'm worried I'll mess up tonight, said Beatrice. And everyone will be watching. Worry? You don't make mistakes, he said with a smile.
She did.
Oh, she will, yes. Beatrice tried to smile too. After supper, Beatrice got ready for the talent show. First, she woke Humpert from his nap. Next, she got the salt shaker from the kitchen table. Finally, she filled a water balloon with water. The school auditorium was packed. Beatrice felt her stomach jumping around inside her. Beatrice waited for her juggling music to begin. That's her! That's the girl who never makes mistakes, said a woman. Oh, we know she'll be perfect, said a man. Not right? When the music started, she tossed Humpert into the air. Next, she added the salt shaker. And finally, the water balloon. Beatrice didn't miss a beat. The crowd clapped with delight, but Beatrice noticed something odd about the salt shaker. The specks falling out of it were not white. Achoo! Humpert was so surprised by his sneeze that he grabbed the water balloon with his claws. Kaplooey! Well, the balloon popped. That's why.
Why?
Because Humpert grabbed the balloon with his claws and he poked a hole in it. Humpert, pieces of water balloon, and the pepper rained down on top of Beatrice. For the first time in as long as anyone could remember, Beatrice made a mistake, and it was a big one. The music stopped. Beatrice didn't know what to do. Cry? Run off the stage? The crowd sat stunned. They couldn't believe that the girl who never makes mistakes made a mistake. Beatrice looked up at Humpert. He looked back at her. His hamster fur was soaked and speckled with bits of balloon. Beatrice let out a giggle. The giggle grew into a chuckle, and the chuckle became a laugh. The people in the crowd looked at each other and then back at Beatrice. They began to giggle, then chuckle, then, finally, roar with laughter. Beatrice and the audience laughed until they couldn't remember why they were laughing. That night, Beatrice slept better than she ever had. In the morning, no fans greeted Beatrice. When she got dressed, Beatrice, for no reason at all, put a polka dot sock on one foot and a plaid sock on the other. Beatrice and Carl made sandwiches. This time, they put the peanut butter and jelly on the outside. They called it an inside-out PB&J. Lunch was messy and delicious. Later, Beatrice found Millie and Sarah skating in the park. They fell a lot and laughed. Now, people no longer call her the girl who never makes mistakes. They just call her Beatrice. Is it funny? Again. All right. How cool is this book? Beatrice, the girl that everyone thought to never make mistakes, actually made a mistake. Was it good that Beatrice made a mistake? Beatrice learned that it's actually okay to make mistakes, and it can actually be fun to make mistakes. No one's perfect, and we all make mistakes. Even us grown-ups do sometimes. It will be no fun to be perfect all the time. We will be left with the fear of ever trying anything. So remember that it's okay to make mistakes and that we can learn and grow from all our mistakes. If you enjoyed reading with us, please support our channel by liking and subscribing so that you don't miss out on any of our next books. We hope to see you next time. Bye. Bye.